Hey everyone, welcome back to QA Simplified by Akash. If you are new here, this channel is all about making QA concepts simple, practical, and absolutely interview ready.
So, what is page object model? Don't get confused with pom.xml. It is different. Okay. So let's begin with the foundation of most modern Selenium automation frameworks, the page object model or POM. Imagine your web application as a collection of pages: login page, dashboard page, card page, profile page, and so on. Now imagine each of these pages represented as a class in your automation framework. Inside each class, you keep all the locators related to that page, all the actions that can be performed on that page, and nothing else. That's POM. Instead of spreading locators across multiple test cases, POM organizes everything under one structured place. Your test becomes shorter, cleaner, and easier to read because they will only call page methods. They don't worry about how elements are found or interacted with. Think of POM as separation of duties. The page class understands the UI structure. The test class understands the business logic. That gives you a framework that is reusable, scalable, and much easier to maintain. Okay, next question is why POM exists? Okay, and what are the problem it solves? So why did POM become such a widely adopted pattern? Because without it, automation quickly becomes a messy pile of duplicated code. Here is what typically happens without POM. You write a login test, you repeat the same username locator in another test, you repeat it again in a regression test, UI changes, your entire suite breaks. One small change in the UI can lead to hundreds of failing test cases. This is where POM shines by keeping all locators inside page class. Any UI change needs to be updated only once. That means less maintenance, faster debugging, cleaner test scripts, better scalability. POM also enforces a clean split between what your test does and how your UI works. Your test case should describe the workflow: login, navigate, create order, validate result. And your page class should handle the technical details. This separation is why modern frameworks rely heavily on POM. Okay, next question or next slide is real-time examples of POM. Let me give you a practical example from real automation projects. Take the login page. In POM, you create a class called loginpage.java. Inside it, you store elements as username, text box, password, text box, login button. Elements: enter username, enter password, click login. Okay, let me repeat. Inside this login page.java, you will store elements and actions. Under elements, you'll store username text box, password text box, login button. Under actions, enter username, enter password, and click login. Now let's say you have multiple test suites: smoke, regression, sanity, all requiring login. Instead of repeating locators in every test, you simply call login page dot enter username and you give the username. As an example, you can give admin. Then login page dot enter password, you can give password. Login page dot click login, and then the button will be clicked. The beauty of this approach is that all tests reuse the exact same base class. If the locator for the login button changes, you update only once and every test get fixed instantly. You can do the same for cart page, for product page, for search page, for dashboard page. This structure brings consistency and professionalism into automation projects. Okay, next one is practical use cases in projects. POM isn't something used only in training or theoretical examples. It can be used or it's used every single day in real enterprise automation projects. Here are places where POM becomes essential. Regression automation. Large applications have hundreds of regression scenarios. POM helps reuse logic efficiently. Cross-browser testing. When running suites on Chrome, Edge, and Firefox through Selenium Grid, POM ensures your code stays clean. CI/CD pipeline. When you integrate tests using into Jenkins, Azure DevOps, or GitHub Actions, POM ensures that test suites remains stable. Large enterprise applications. In complex apps, a single module might have 20-30 pages. POM keeps all interactions modular. BDD framework. Cucumber plus POM is one of the most popular combinations. Step definitions call page methods, not Selenium locators. Hybrid automation frameworks. Most companies build hybrid frameworks using TestNG, JUnit plus POM plus utilities. In short, POM is the backbone of maintainable test automation. Always remember this. It's the backbone of maintainable test automation. Okay, so common mistakes beginners make. So when you are starting with POM, there are some common mistakes that can limit your framework's quality. Mistake number one, mixing test logic with page logic. Your page class, your page classes should contain only UI interactions. Assertions belong to your test class. Mistake number two, poor naming conventions. Some beginners use confusing names like BTN 1, okay, for button 1 or input 2. Use clear names like login button, search text box. Mistake number 3, too much responsibility in one page. One page class should represent only one page, not the entire workflow. Mistake number 4, using a raw WebDriver everywhere. So instead of calling driver.findElement repeatedly, use page factory or proper field annotations. Okay, so don't call everywhere driver.findElement. Okay, we have an option of page factory. Mistake number 5, mixing locators across scripts. Locators should never appear inside any test scripts file. Mistake number 6, not handling dynamic elements properly. Enterprise apps often have Ajax, dynamic IDs, or loading spinners. POM must include smart weights and reusable methods. Okay, so avoiding these mistakes will instantly make your framework more professional. Now let's wrap up with how to present POM in an interview. A strong interview answers cover three parts: the definition. POM is a design pattern in Selenium where each web page is represented as a class containing its locators and actions. This improves reusability, readability, and reduces maintenance. Your use case. Give an example. I created login page, dashboard page, and profile page classes. Tests reused these pages, these page classes across regressions and CI pipelines. Challenges and best practices. Discuss topics like locator maintenance, handling dynamic elements, avoiding logic inside Page class, and why POM helps in CI/CD and scalable automation. This gives you a confident, structured and complete answer, exactly what interviewers expect. To summarize, POM makes your automation cleaner, faster to maintain, and easier to scale. It's the foundation of every well-designed Selenium framework.
Okay, and that wraps up our deep dive into Bayes object model. I hope this breakdown helped you understand not just what POM is, but why it exists, how it's applied in real projects, and how to confidently answer related to this in interview questions. If you found this video useful,